Welcome to iasvideos.com. For remaining 80% of video, visit our website and subscribe to us. 4. Genetic cataloging of aquatic germplasm. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 3. Conservation of wetlands and ecosystems. Why recently in news? A genetic catalogue of the aquatic germplasm of the Ramsar sites of Kerala, using molecular tools, will soon be created. The Kochi-based Peninsula and Marine Fish Genetic Resources Center has embarked on a project to prepare the document of the shell and finfish varieties of the fish diversities of the Ramsar sites of Ashtamudi Estuary, Sastamkottu Lake and Vembanadkal wetland in Kerala. Under the project, DNA barcodes for the fish varieties would be prepared. The project attains significance in the wake of the decline of the extent of wetlands due to anthropogenic activities, and the resultant loss or the extinction of countless species of plants and animals. The current project envisages generating DNA barcodes of the fish and shellfish species, which will serve as specific markers to facilitate accuracy in documenting the valuable fish resources of the study area. Approximately 250 species of finfishes and shellfishes are reported so far from these wetlands in Kerala, said the project document. What is Ramsar Convention? The Convention on Wetlands, signed in Ramsar, Iran, in 1971, is an intergovernmental treaty which provides the framework for national action and international cooperation for the conservation and wise use of wetlands and their resources. Ramsar Convention is the only global environment treaty dealing with a particular ecosystem. The Ramsar Convention on Wetlands was developed as a means to call international attention to the rate at which wetland habitats were disappearing. The three pillars of Ramsar Convention are: working towards the wise use of their wetlands through a wide range of actions and processes contributing to human well-being, devoting particular attention to the further identification, designation and management of a coherent and comprehensive suite of sites for the list of wetlands of international importance, the Ramsar list, as a contribution to the establishment of a global ecological network. Cooperating internationally in their delivery of wetland conservation. Major obligations of countries which are party to the convention are: designate wetlands for inclusion in the list of wetlands of international importance. Promote, as far as possible, the wise use of wetlands in their territory. Promote international cooperation, especially with regard to transboundary wetlands, shared water systems, and shared species. Create wetland reserves. The Ramsar Convention has listed 2,122 wetlands of international importance spreading over 20.53 crore hectares across the world. In India, there are 26 Ramsar sites which cover 6.89 lakh hectares. The wetlands of India are considered as the most threatened of all ecosystems in India due to habitat degradation, salinity, excessive inundation, water pollution, excessive development like road building, the document pointed out. The Ramsar Secretariat is hosted by IUCN, the World Conservation Union, in England, Switzerland, but not the UN and UNESCO. These are only depository for convention. 5. 90% of disasters weather-related, UN report. This topic will be important under General Studies Paper 2. International institutions, structure, mandates and reports. Why recently in news? The report titled The Human Cost of Weather-Related Disasters by the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction said, the 5 countries hit by the highest number of disasters are the US, China, India, the Philippines, and Indonesia. India and China are among the countries most affected by weather-related disasters, with the two nations accounting for more than 3 billion disaster-affected people between 1995 and 2015, a new UN report has said. How India is affected, says the UN report. Asian population giants, China and India, dominate the league table of countries most affected by weather-related disasters. Together, these two nations account for more than 3 billion disaster-affected people between 1995 and 2015. That is 75% of the global total of 4.1 billion people. In India, 805 million people were affected by weather-related disasters during the 1995 to 2015 period, second only after China where 2,274 million were people affected. India was hit by 288 disasters over the last 20 years, third only after the US, 472, and China, 441. How India faced weather-related disasters from past 20 years. The report, however, said in recent years, national preparedness and more efficient responses to disasters have significantly reduced the numbers of people dying from weather-related hazards in some countries. India, China, Indonesia, Bangladesh, Thailand and Myanmar have each made major commitments to reduce disaster losses by acting on the priorities of the Hyogo Framework for Action, HFA. For India, a key trigger was the 1999 cyclone which claimed around 10,000 lives in addition as casualties in two recent major cyclones were minimal, the report said. The way forward. Climate change, climate variability and weather events are a threat to achieving the Sustainable Development Goals' overall target of eliminating poverty. We need to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and tackle other risk drivers such as unplanned urban development, environmental degradation and gaps in early warnings. This all requires ensuring people are risk-informed and strengthening institutions which manage disaster risk. There is a need to reduce the exposure of people and economic assets to natural hazards on floodplains, vulnerable low-lying coastlines or other locations unsuited for human settlement.